There are billions of people in the world, but only a few hear the call of God in their hearts. Those people will soon realize that their path is no longer the crowded path of the majority. They walk in silence, sometimes leaving behind loved ones, leaving behind old ways of life, to find one thing, truth. As your soul begins to awaken, you will no longer fit into the old frequency of the world. Everything around you will change, your friends, your work, even your body. But the most painful thing is the feeling of being abandoned. Actually, you are not abandoned. You are being withdrawn from the crowd to begin a private dialogue with God. Every great soul must walk alone for a time. Jesus had to go into the desert for 40 days. Buddha sat alone under the Bodhi tree. Krishna, Yogananda, and many other sages all had moments when it was just them and God. When God withdraws his hand. Many people pray, "Lord, please stay with me." And then when he is silent, I feel empty, scared, abandoned. But I tell you, God never leaves you. He only withdraws his hand so that you can realize the light he placed in you from the beginning. A mother who loves her child cannot hold him in her arms forever. At some point, she must put him on the ground so that he can learn to walk on his own. This is not abandonment, but the highest expression of love. In the same way, God, in his infinite mercy, sometimes remains silent to temper your soul in the fire of experience. He wants you to stand firm in the wind, bright in the night, and trust even when you see nothing. True love does not hold back, it releases. If God were always holding you, you would never know your own strength. But when he lets go, you will discover something great. He is not outside you, he lives within you. The trial is not a punishment, but a rite of passage for the soul. Every time you ask for light, you are also unwittingly inviting darkness, for only in darkness can light shine fully. You cannot understand light if you have not known darkness. Remember, every chosen soul must pass through silence. No enlightened being has ever reached the light without first feeling the absence of God. The absence is not real, it is only a test of faith. When God withdraws his hand, he does not leave. He is standing right before you, in the form of adversity, of pain, of emptiness. And in those very moments, you are called to prove your love by actions, not just by prayers. If you continue to believe, continue to love, continue to go forward even when you see nothing, it is then that your light within you shines most brightly. That is why you challenge the souls who walk alone. Because only those who dare to stand in the darkness, not fall, can become torches that light the world. I am Babaji. And I say to you, when you feel God is silent, smile. For that is a sign that he is very near, so near that you can touch him with just a little breath. Loneliness, the door of transformation. Loneliness is not the absence of others, but the full presence of yourself. It is the moment when the soul is invited to face its true self, where there is no more noise from the world, no more roles that it has worn. In that quiet space, you begin to see everything clearly, the wounds that have not been healed, the desires that you have run away from, and the light that is hidden deep inside your heart. Loneliness, therefore, is not a punishment, but the door of rebirth. It is the place where the little self dissolves, so that the true self, the immortal divine part, can be revealed. When you allow yourself to sit quietly in solitude, you will hear what the world has never said. God's whispering your breath, in the silence between heartbeats, in every ray of light shining through the window in the morning. He is still there, silent, tolerant, waiting for you to return. Like a pearl born from the pain of a shell. Your soul is also polished in solitude, to become pure, transparent, and radiant like the moonlight reflecting on the still water. Without solitude, there is no growth. Without confrontation, there is no opening. And without silence, you will never hear the call of God in your heart. The power of the one who walks alone. The one who dares to walk alone is the one who has heard the sacred call of truth, a call that does not resound outside, but resounds within you, where silence becomes the language of the soul. It is God's invitation to leave the noise of the world and return to the original light within you. Only when you have the courage to separate yourself from the crowd can the truth find you. The crowd gives you a sense of security, but it also makes you lose yourself. Only in solitude can you hear the whisper of heaven, a voice as light as the wind, but strong enough to awaken a soul. The power of the one who walks alone does not come from power or fame, but from union with the Creator. He understands that, no need for praise, no need for companionship. Just absolute faith in the invisible hand of God, because every step on that lonely path has been arranged with infinite love. Solitude is a silent but strict teacher. It teaches me how to listen to the subtle voice of intuition, a voice that does not come from the mind, but from the soul. When I learn to be quiet, I realize that all the answers are already inside, just waiting for me to be calm enough to listen. Every moment of silence, every drop of solitude, is sharpening my feelings, making my heart more delicate, my compassion deeper, and my mind gradually becoming a channel of healing light for the world. And then, when I am no longer afraid of being alone, a miracle happens. I realize that I have never really been alone. In the silence, I felt the presence of God in every breath, every breeze, every beat of my heart. I began to understand that walking alone is not a loss, but a return. People who walk alone no longer seek recognition from the outside because they have found eternal value within. From that moment, they no longer live for themselves, but live as torches lighting the way for souls still lost in the darkness of fear. They become messengers of light, silently spreading peace, love, and faith to the world. Their loneliness is no longer an empty abyss, but a pure fire that warms the world. From solitude, they learn the language of the stars, understand the breathing of the earth and sky, and know that every journey of enlightenment begins with absolute silence. No one is chosen by God who has not walked through paths with only one person and countless challenges. So do not be afraid to walk alone. Be grateful for solitude, like a child kissing the hand of a stern teacher. For it is in solitude that God trains your soul to be strong enough to bring His light back to the world. And when you have overcome it, you will look back and smile, because you will understand. All solitude is a sacred gift of transformation, and you have been born again in the light of God. God's test. When God tests you, He doesn't want you to fail. He just wants you to see the divine strength that He has planted in you. Every trial, every pain, every failure, it doesn't come to destroy you, but to peel away the soft shells, so that your true soul can be revealed in its original light. God doesn't punish, He refines. No one is born perfect, but every soul is given the potential for perfection. And trials are the mold God uses to mold immortal souls. When God is silent, He doesn't leave you. He just takes a step back to see if the light within you is strong enough to shine through you. I thought I was in the dark, but in fact you were standing right behind me, looking at me with loving eyes, waiting for me to realize that. The light I was looking for outside was the light you had kindled in my heart from the beginning. There were times when I knelt down to pray, calling out to you for help. But instead of an answer, I only heard a deep silence. And in that silence, many weak souls began to doubt. Have you forgotten me? No, my child. You never forget. God's silence is the highest language of love. Because only in silence can you hear the echo of your own soul. When you say, "I trust you," you smile, and then you send storms, not to destroy your faith, but to confirm whether it is true or not. For love and faith only become living truths when they are tested by the fire of experience. The mind may declare, "I believe," but only when the heart has gone through the dark night of the soul. Only when you still hold his hand when everything falls apart, then is faith truly born. Every soul will go through a dark night of the soul, a period when the light seems to be extinguished, all faith wavers, all paths are obscured. You feel abandoned, disoriented, and all prayers seem to disappear into nothingness. But my child, that dark night is not the end, it is the gate. In the darkness, you are purified. What is not real will fall away. The illusions, the attachments, the limitations that you once identified with me will gradually be stripped away. It is a soul surgery where God personally removes every wound, every falsehood, to give you back your true self. Remember, the dawn never disappears, it is only covered by the night. And when your soul sits still, looks deep into the darkness without running away, the light will begin to dawn from within you. There is no night that lasts forever, only the soul that has not yet opened its eyes to see the light that has always been there. Trials are God's language to the maturing soul. When he tests you, it is a sign that he believes you are ready. He never sends a test that is beyond your ability to endure. Every pain carries within it a lesson wrapped in love. Every fall is an invitation to rise with a higher awareness. Look back at the most difficult times in your life. They taught you to love, to be patient, to trust in the invisible. They made you less proud, less fearful, and a little more like God. Without trials, the soul would sleep in false security. Without darkness, you would never yearn for light. So when life pushes you into a corner, when everything falls apart, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" But ask, "What is God trying to teach me?" And when you answer that question with the light of understanding and gratitude, his test is over. Not because you passed, but because you realize that the one testing you is the one who loved you most in the world. The light after the tribulation, rebirth in God's love. When the fire of God's trial has burned away all your illusions, when every layer of ego has been burned to ashes, and you stand there, naked, vulnerable, with nothing left to lose, it is then that rebirth begins. Not the rebirth of the body, but the rebirth of the soul. A soul that has been cleansed, renewed in the unconditional love of God. The fire that you once feared has become a pure light, and the darkness that you once cursed has become only the unfolding wings of light. 1. Fire does not destroy, it purifies. You once thought of trials as enemies, but my child, the fire of God does not come to burn you, but to cleanse you. No gold shines without fire, and no soul shines without pain. In suffering, all that is temporary is burned away, false beliefs, petty ambitions, unconscious attachments. What remains after the fire has died down is the indestructible essence of your soul, the light of God living within you. In the moment when you think you are disappearing, God is weaving your true form. For only when you are completely empty can he fill you with his love. 2. The calm after the storm, where love speaks. After every storm of life, there is a wonderful silence. A silence that only a soul that has experienced suffering can understand. In that silence, you begin to feel a kind of peace that does not come from this world. No more noise of reason, no more struggle of ego. Only the breath of God in me, rhythmic, gentle, endless. I realized that God's love had never left me. It was always there, but I was not calm enough to recognize it. When my heart was cleansed of fear and doubt, that love began to spread throughout my body, my mind, my soul like cool water washing away the ashes of the past. That was when I was reborn in the light, not by running away from pain, but by going through it. And it was when I went through that I became the door for God's love to flow into this world. 3. When the soul opens, you become the light. After the trial, I was no longer the same. A part of me was dead, the weak, selfish, fearful part. But the other part, the divine part, was now awakened. I no longer live as a seeker, but as a found one. I no longer ask, why did this happen? But only whisper, thank you for choosing me. In me, love is no longer an emotion, but a state of being. Every breath becomes a prayer. Every look becomes a healing. Every step becomes a response to heaven's call. Then I will understand. All the challenges in life do not take anything away. They only return me to my whole self, the self of light, of God. For love, the eternal regenerating energy. God does not rebirth me through external miracles. He rebirths me through unconditional love. That love does not come from reason, but from the deepest part of my heart, where my soul and God become one. When you love, you return to the original state of creation, a state of creativity, harmony, and freedom. All fears disappear, all pasts lose their meaning. You no longer seek God, because you have become a mirror reflecting Him. And that is true rebirth, not becoming a new person, but returning to yourself, original, pure, radiant as the first dawn of the soul. 5. The light of the reborn. He who has gone through fire will never fear the darkness. He who has seen God in pain will see Him in the rain, in the sunshine, in every tear of humanity. You become a bearer of light, not by preaching, but by presence. Your silence heals. Your gaze comforts. Your smile gives hope to lost souls. The world calls it a miracle, but I tell you, it is simply God's love working through you. He doesn't need you to be perfect, He just needs you to be open. And when you open, you become part of His plan for eternal rebirth.